So our AIM model, which stands for Accelerated Innovation Model, has been really developed over the last, call it 22 years of our career. So Julie and I worked together at Procter & Gamble, and there we were able to work in new business development, where we worked on the commercialization of new innovations for P&G out into the marketplace. And then when we founded Provisor, we actually began to build that model further and helping other companies to commercialize. And then as we went to work with small and mid-sized brands on brand building, we continued to enhance the model.
So the AIM process really is two phases. The first phase is around ideation. The steps included in that phase have to do with generating a wealth of ideas that are centered around a market need or a consumer's job to be done. The second phase is around implementation. And once you have identified a portfolio of ideas that you want to commercialize, then you have to pull together a business model and test and learn and make sure that those ideas that you have are actually going to work in the marketplace before you either go to launch or you feed them back through the innovation ecosystem again.
So the first step in the process, as we mentioned, is market assessment. And that's really getting as complete a picture as you can of what the existing market conditions are. And of course, it's also about assessing what are the capabilities that we have that we can leverage. So it's market, we call it business assessment. So it's understanding what's going on in the marketplace as well as what's going on within the business from a capability standpoint so that we can really see what we have to work with from an innovation standpoint. And then the second step is where we do sensing research. And sensing really is about understanding the target consumer, understanding what their job to be done is, but it's also deeply understanding kind of habits and practices relative to this category. So this is really where you gather some interesting information that you're able to get a really good sense of kind of what are some of the options that you have to really drive something successfully in the marketplace. And then the third step is where you bring all of that together, and this is where you might also bring in some unique experts. And I always think when we do this ideation phase of where we're doing brainstorming, it's multifunctional so that you get all sorts of diverse perspectives so that you can really build out just a plethora of ideas, and then we codify them and really refine them so we figure out which we think are going to be the best ideas.
Once you're done with the ideation phase, you move into the first step of the implementation phase, and that's portfolio management and business modeling. And that's important because you want to avoid the let's commercialize every idea that came out of your innovation process, but rather put them into a portfolio process where you commercialize the short-term ideas as well as begin to really model through breakthrough types of ideas. All of those ideas are put into a portfolio that really gives you a 1 to 3 year roadmap of what ideas are going to be commercialized at what point in time. Inherent in that also is business modeling, where you develop the business model for these innovation ideas that will meet company objectives and also identify all the things that have to be done in order for an innovation to come to market. Once you've got the business model completed, you move into the second phase of implementation, which is test and learn. The idea with test and learn is to get a good feel for the consumer reaction to the concept, the retailer reaction to the concept, and frankly, any tweaks that need to be made to the business model before taking it to market. Once you've completed the test and learn, you move into the project evaluation phase and decide whether you're going to actually launch or whether the idea has to go back through the innovation process again for more business model adjustment. We always say just because you can make it doesn't mean you should. And so having an accelerated innovation model that really becomes part of the way you go to market helps you not only identify innovations that will deliver incremental revenue to your brand and your company, but it also helps you identify those you should not commercialize.
So we recommend to all of our clients and everyone that we work with that they adopt an innovation ecosystem so that their company is always thinking about how do I innovate and how do I stay relevant with the consumers. Things are moving so fast today. Consumer habits are changing, needs are changing. We have to stay up to date with that, so we have to move fast. And having a system in which you check in monthly, quarterly, and you make sure that you're making progress against your goals, along with all the other day-to-day business that you have to do, but there has to be an innovation strategy in place so that companies continue to be successful.